Hey, today we're going to talk about the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 Sprint Run with CPM Rex 45 steel. Thank you for joining me. Love Them Knives channel, LTK here. You know, I got this knife not too long ago, just a few days ago, and I'm pretty thrilled to have it. You know, it's nice to have some variety in color with when you have a paramilitary here and there. And I've had them in black, I've had them in camo. I have this one in purple because this is the S110V. We call her Fancy. I don't know what we're doing with this dude. Burnt orange. Different type of steel, you know. A crucible powdered metallurgy steel. Rex 45. So they're going to do this in not only the PM2 sprint run, but they're going to do a military version. So the military is a bigger knife. They're also going to do it in the PM3 size, which is a little smaller than this. So cool, you know, compression lock on the PM2, of course, and mine was a little stiff when it came. Some of them just drop like nothing. Let me get Fancy out here. I mean, she drops like that. This one, no, and it was worse than that. Actually, this is good for, but you know, you can always just give it a little bit of relief there on that screw. And that's what I did. What'd I say? Now, I got a little bit of play though. We're gonna have to go back. Okay, snug it up a bit. That's too bad. Okay, in any case, yeah. It's now, nah, there's no play now. So, you know, that's what I do. I mean, it doesn't drop quite, but, you know, it's brand new, so it's a little tight. Not bad. You can finger flick it at least. It came tip down carry. I had to unscrew the pocket clip, put it for tip up, but you can do right hand, left hand, tip up, tip down carry as the paramilitary goes, and you know how it goes. I like the burnt orange scales. You know, there was an exclusive not too long ago, S35VN steel as opposed to their standard S30V, and that had brown scales, which are not terribly inspiring. And I'm not all that big on the camo either, so I like the blue that came out in M390. I saw the red out in M390. This and the gray is kind of cool too. So they have all kinds of different sprint runs they do on these knives. Now you want to know about the steel probably because you know this is 8¼ inch overall, 3½ inch blade, about 3.8 ounces in weight, and a flat grind. Probably the most EDC friendly folding knife that I can think of on the market. I mean, I hate to say that, but I was talking to Slicey Dicey the other day, and we both agreed. I mean, just like, you know, it's kind of the standard, kind of the gold standard for a carry knife. I mean, the comfort is so good. You got this go forward area that's jimped. You can get right up here, this thumb ramp that's also jimped, so you really got control here. And you can easily flick it open or closed. And so many carry options. The compression lock is wonderful. I keep bouncing it off of there. But, you know, really nice. All these options. Nice tubed lanyard hole. And then the aftermarket lets you do a lot of things like put a backspacer on it, change the standoff things to different colors, deep carry pocket clips. There's just an aftermarket all over the place on these. So that makes it so adaptable and so able to be individualized to your own tastes. You can get different color scales that are contoured and all kinds of things from titanium to G10, whatever. I mean, there's just no end to the kinds of things you can do. Huge following for these knives. absolutely. Came in this box here, and they talk about the PM2, Paramilitary 2, and a nice big gel pack here to make sure it stays dry. Here's the model number. Hey, I'd like to thank Richard Bryant. He's the one that got me this knife at Three Rivers. And I didn't even realize that White Mountain Knives, that Justin up there got some of these too. He sold out in 30 minutes. And everywhere else I went, I mean, Richard would throw me a link, and he's out on the road trucking, right? And he's on the East Coast, and he's throwing me a link, hey, they got them here. And by the time I'd see the email and click on the link, they were sold out. Happened 3 different times. Finally, when he got to, I mean, he already got his bot. So he clicked on the link and actually bought this one, and then I just paid him back. Because by the time I'd respond to him, and he kept up. He kept up, even though I wasn't keeping up. He's working and keeping up, and I'm just not keeping up. In any case, I just thought this was really cool. I don't really like the coated blades, so I really don't jump on the blackened blades, those models. But this, with a satin grind and this orange, I think is outstanding. And this Rex 45 steel, and you get this paperwork in the box. So take a look at it. It's a super high speed particle metallurgy, tool steel. Now, it's not stainless, so it will rust, okay? But they're saying it's an equivalent to Hitachi's HAP 40, which they've used on this same color scale. And so they're using this on that. We're going to use the same burnt orange handle color as on the HAP 40, Japanese-made HAP 40 sprint runs. So, and then they give you the composition here: carbon, manganese, silicon, chromium, tungsten, molybdenum, vanadium, coal, cobalt, and all that. And he's saying, chromium content is less, okay? So there's not as much chromium, which means you need to pay attention. If you're in a wet climate, that kind of thing, it could be subject to some corrosion. And then they also say, we're going to do it on the military, the Para 2, and the Para 3. So I've contacted Justin at White Mountain and said, hey, when the Para 3 and the full military come in this, grab me one. Thanks, Justin. Come on, grab me one, will you? I hope you remember. But, hey, whatever you need to, whoever you need to lobby, wherever you need to go to get one of these, because, man, it was jump and run. It was. So, and I'm sure there will be plenty of these listed in the secondary market for about double the price in a few weeks. But I'm glad to have this one out here. Probably find a name for him. If you want to come up with a name, that'd be kind of cool. We got Fancy here, so we might switch them out to do, size comparisons and stuff with other reviews that we do. So what are we going to do this one? Should we call it Jason, like Halloween, Jason, or what? I don't know. But we got to come up with a name, and it can't be, it can't be, I think it's got to be a guy's name for burnt orange. I think it's got to be a man's name. So this would be cool. In any case, 0.45 thick, 8 1/4 overall. Just throw it on here. 8 1/4 overall, about 21 centimeters, and 3.7 for your blade stock, usually. First, you got to turn it on, so maybe we got to do that. Come on, baby. There we go. Thank you. Whew. Just changed the battery not that far long ago. Okay, 3.7 millimeter, which if you want to bounce it over to inches, it's 0.145. So, in any case, and I can confirm the weight to you, 3.8 ounces. Starting to behave already, isn't it? That was a cool fold-up move. Yeah, 3.8. Okay, so grams is 107. Just in case you wanted to know. Oh, it's bad. And, nice and grainy pattern. Just like the other paramilitaries. And I think this was like $150. The PM2 CPM Rex 45, supposed to be really tough and wear resistant, you know, fine grained. So it should be a really good steel. And apparently, you know, the HAP 40 is very popular as well. So good, you know, really nice fine grain, you know, uniform distribution, tool steel that should be great on a knife, that's for sure. Apparently, everybody else knows it but me. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. And Flanagan ran around with the green and the orange. You're looking good, guy. Any case, hey, we've got more things coming up on the channel, so stay tuned, because you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.